People have actually written working agents inside a couple of days. In fact, several of them had sound and things working within an hour or two, which actually is a very promising start to generally to the open source development and to the developer community for Eigen.
So Stefan and I have been working on a view meter agent, and the concept of which is you can pass an audio signal or any continuous signal into it and get a coloured red, green, yellow and a clipping level out of it. The concept is eventually it'll be a strip of these or an arrangement of these. Pretty straightforward agent to make. And it took us a day?
Yeah, a day.
A day including the learning how to do it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think we're likely to see a good explosion, in fact, in the number of available agents for Eigen. I think the fact that now they're distributable as well, which is a new announcement we made at the conference, and that you can also sell them should you wish to do so, actually it allows for the potential for an ecosystem to evolve now around the Eigen system and around the Eigenharp for performance-related software for things that make noises for people and make them sound good.
And this is Duncan, and at the Eigenharp Developers Conference we've been working on a noise oscillator agent. So it's a new synthesizer oscillator that can generate white noise, but also from the strip controller we've wired it into a filter so you can change the colour of noise down to a more filtered sound. A much clearer idea now of the things that I want to do with the Eigenharp and the software, but also we've had some really fantastic music being made, some jams going on in the evening.
It was sort of completing the cycle of what was my understanding of all the software involved and the hardware involved, and making more sense of what's about.
The big thing for you here is to not let MIDI-centric thinking bleed into your agents, because it's so easy to let that event model from MIDI end up in the stuff you write. It's so easy to start thinking about the beginning of a note having a pitch, and it doesn't have that. It might start with no pitch, there might be no value coming in. It could be unpitched, it could be meaningless to talk about a pitch. There's all sorts of things that come with MIDI-centric thinking, and if you've done a bit of software development in the music world, you'll be absolutely threaded with this, like rock, all-day rock, through and through. You will have some element of MIDI thinking inside you. It's so difficult to get rid of, and I would really ask you to put your thinking hats on when you start to code and just try and get rid of it. And as soon as you interface with the outside world, you've got this big impedance mismatch, and you have to manage that process.
Hearing John talk about everything Eigenlabs related is fantastic. Of course, the visit to the factory was wonderful to see how the instruments are made together and all the parts.
Some of the greatest creative moments in music come from the abuse of technology, of doing new things that were never thought of when people created the technology. And this is a really big, strong personal point for me. The electric guitar would never have made heavy metal music if it had been written by a software engineer. There wouldn't be a way to distort the amplifier because the software engineer would have thought, distortion, that is wrong. We will not do that. You know, boom. And therefore we wouldn't be distorting electric guitars. Think of the amount of music that's been made with distorted electric guitars over the last 40 years. And you know how much fun, interesting, great music's been made in that way. And that's my real point about this. This is really challenging again as a software developer, because one of the ways that we make code reliable and make it usable is we restrict people's options to the things that we really know they want to do. And then we very carefully manage those inputs, because inputs are the thing that really do for you in software. They're the things that produce the wild internal states. They're the things that produce the strange time. They're all of those corner cases that really get you as a developer. And in our world, we have to let people do that stuff. We really have to let people do that stuff. And it's so tempting at any point in time in software to fall into that good engineering practice of not permitting that. And it is good engineering practice, we're just not allowed it. Because we're dealing with musicians, we're not dealing with people flying airplanes, you know, we're not dealing with people flying space shuttles, we're not dealing with people writing letters or managing finances. We're dealing with people who want to do something mad, new, and creative.
My name is Dragica, and with Ferdinand we did begin to make a wavetable oscillator, so you can in principle get wave files as samples. We started by just using the sine oscillator that's already here and re-implementing it so that we can change it. We hit some problems, so we needed a little bit longer. We had one day because we did some small things wrong, but now it's working, so. Fun and very, I learned a lot about how stuff works and the inner workings of everything, and I enjoyed the jamming very much, the playing together and seeing what other people do in real life.